Hello, Uplanders. A couple of weeks ago, Mark Cuban went on the record and said owning Metaverse land is super meta immaculately dumb. In my opinion, he gave some pretty good reasons that actually back that up. I created a video about that, talking about how I think that affects the Upland Metaverse, and you can watch that in the upper right-hand corner. This article here is actually written by the co-founder of Upland, Dirk Luth, and there's a lot of interesting information here as well, some insight into what we can expect from Upland moving forward, and the link to this article can be found in the description below. In this article, Dirk talks about many things, and one of them being that Upland is built as an entrepreneurial metaverse. In this video, I'm going to talk about what that means, what layer 1 is, and also what is layer 2, and how all three of these things tie together, and if you are an entrepreneur, what you are missing out on by not getting involved in Upland. When we talk about the different layers in the metaverse, layer 1 and layer 2, what you're looking at right now is what is defined as layer 1. This is the Upland Metaverse as we see it. Everything that exists in the game, whether it be structures or block explorers or NFLPA legits or whatever that might be, outdoor decor, all of these things exist on layer 1. Layer 2 is any experience that is created outside of Upland but utilizes the assets within the game. Here we see Upland Racing. Upland is creating the very first type of racing where you can use the assets in the game, such as cars and block explorers, and the actual map to create a experience and a game that people can play. This is just one type of experience that someone has created. There can be infinite types of experiences, and it doesn't have to be Upland that creates it. It could be you. Creating an experience on layer 2 does not necessarily mean that it has to be a game. It could be any type of service, any type of tool. After all, what we're looking at here in layer 1 is essentially just data. All of this information is written to the blockchain. The address of the property, the type of structure that exists on it, all of this is written on the blockchain, and people can use this data to create other types of experiences. There are even currently people in the Upland community who are creating new types of experiences that will be available when Upland will allow layer 2 experiences to exist in the platform. The best analogy that I can give to explain layer 1 and layer 2 is this iPhone. When you look at this iPhone, you are looking at essentially layer 1 in Upland. This is the platform where everything is built on top of it. This is the operating system. This is the bare basics that you need, layer 1. Layer 2 is any application that you have on this phone, whether it be Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp or Upland, Google Docs, your calculator, any other application that is built for a user to use on their iPhone is layer 2. So what you see now in Upland layer 1 with all these properties and all these structures, this is the very basics of what the Upland metaverse will be. Now I hope this clarifies exactly the differences between layer 1 and layer 2. Now, I also mentioned at the beginning of the video that Upland is the entrepreneurial metaverse. So how does this connect with layer 1 and layer 2? Back to this article that Dirk wrote, he picked apart this interview with Mark Cuban, and Cuban had said that the only utility that he can think of for land is serving as an access token, such as owners of specific pieces of land are now part of a special club. What that club does, that's up to the club to decide, but by owning land, you are able to be a part of this club. Dirk is saying that owning land can serve as an access point to participate in a new way of doing business. If there's a new way of doing business, you can be sure that if you are an entrepreneur, there are all sorts of bells and whistles going off in your head right now. So what exactly is this access point that Dirk is talking about? If we go back to the analogy of the iPhone, if you want to go into the Upland app, you're going to open up your phone and you're going to go ahead and click on that Upland icon, and that will open up the app for you. Within Upland, the way you will be able to access this new type of experience in level 2 is by going to a specific property. We already have player-run meta ventures, and that is a way of doing business. You can send yourself to someone's shop and do business there. You can list your Block Explorer for sale. You can purchase NFLPA legits from these stores. And that is something that any entrepreneur can do. They can open up their own shop. But when we're talking about layer 2, we're talking about things that go beyond that. Let's say you wanted to create a chess game. There are chess games that exist today outside of the metaverse. So you could create a chess game that is linked to Upland, where if you were to travel to my home, you would be able to enter this game and play chess against another Upland player. That absolutely qualifies as something that would be a layer 2 experience on top of Upland, where my home is the gateway into playing that game. That means that if my home is in Manhattan and you are currently in San Francisco, if you wanted to play my chess game, you would have to travel to Manhattan and send yourself to my property in order to be able to play the chess game. With all that hassle, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for players to be using this specific chess game within Upland when there are infinite number of options of ways that you can play chess outside of Upland on the internet with your friends. There's probably even some sort of a Discord chess bot or something like that. So why would you do that in Upland? What makes the Upland Metaverse more interesting is the fact that players can start to create their own user-generated content. I could create some pieces of outdoor decor that are chess pieces, and I could sell that to players in the community. Just like players identify themselves as being part of a specific node by owning a property in a specific neighborhood. There are also players who own properties along racetracks, and you could say that is also a specific type of node where it's a group of people working together to develop a certain type of area and create a community. You could say the same thing with these pieces of outdoor decor that I would sell. These different chess pieces, whether they be kings, queens, pawns, bishops, horses, whatever that might be, if you were to buy one of these chess pieces and put that in your front lawn, that would identify you as someone who is part of my chess community. Would that make it a node? I don't know. Is it a community? Absolutely. And that's why I'd like to coin the term meta-munities or metaverse communities. You could say that a classic node, such as this one here in Midtown Terrace in San Francisco, is a meta-munity. It is a community of people, and the way to be a part of that community is by owning a property in Midtown Terrace. These racetrack communities are defined by people who own properties along a specific type of racetrack. Now, this racetrack could be defined anywhere, so it's not as clearly defined as something like a node, which is based on the upland borders of a specific neighborhood. And as for my chess community, anyone can become a part of it. What identifies that person as being part of the community is this specific piece of outdoor decor that they will put on their lawn. Now, all of these different types of things, whether it be a property or whether it be a piece of outdoor decor, anyone can go and look this up on the blockchain and see who owns this. That is one of the exciting things about Web3 and NFTs. All of these assets are different types of NFTs, and I can go and I can look up who owns one, and I can verify and give access to that person to be part of my community. So a meta-munity could also be made around anything. It could be made around a specific type of NFLPA legit. It could be made around a specific block explorer. You could say, if you want to be a part of my racetrack community in Los Angeles, you must own an LA Trader block explorer in order to participate in my community and my racetrack. I believe the word node in Upland until now has been synonymous a lot of times with the word community. And I think that the definition of something like a meta-munity is something that's a little bit more inclusive and more representative of what can be done in Upland. A node is one specific type of subset of this meta-munity. Now back to my example of my meta-munity of chess players. I can create one NFT that is a one of one, a golden king. And the golden king is awarded to the top chess player in my community, and he can have that displayed on his front lawn. Now, it's not enough just to have this displayed on your front lawn. What's the real interesting part of connecting layer 1 and layer 2 is that if player A challenges the top chess player in my community to a match, both of them will have to wager something. What does the winner take? The winner takes this golden king. So I could go to the top chess player and challenge him. I could say, I will wager my ultra rare property for your golden king, and whoever wins the match wins both assets. And that is what can make this chess game in Upland work. That you and I can put our specific asset into an escrow pool. We can travel to my address, enter into the chess game, we can play that chess game, and whoever wins will automatically have all of those assets in that pool be rewarded to them. So if I were to win, I would get my ultra rare property back, and I would also get that golden chess piece. Now I will be able to proudly display that golden king on my property, and everyone that is part of this chess community will now see that I am the top chess player in the community. And this is just one example of why Upland is the entrepreneur's metaverse, bringing value to people by creating a community around like-minded individuals who play chess and who want to compete and show off their skills. This could be a very interesting way of not only bringing chess players who exist in the Upland metaverse together in a community, but it might also bring people from outside of Upland who are chess players into Upland in order to compete in this type of tournament. If you are able to create this NFT that you are able to make of a golden king and have people value it, then you will be able to build this type of game. Now, this doesn't have to be limited just to chess. You could do this with any type of game, and this is only one type of an infinite number of experiences that can be created on level 2. To summarize, if you are an entrepreneur in the Upland Metaverse, this is a great time for you. If you are able to identify something that is missing, maybe it's a community around people who love playing chess. If you are able to find a way to provide value to this specific type of community, which I call a meta-munity, then you will have an opportunity to create some sort of a business around that. You could create the platform where people can play chess. Maybe it's not chess, maybe it's checkers, maybe it's backgammon, maybe it's mahjong, maybe it's an infinite number of different games. And this is only one type of experience that can be made in layer 2. Just like we see with these iPhones, there are an infinite number of apps, whether it be games or tools. The same thing will happen in Upland as well. There will be a wide range of games and apps and experiences that exist, and each one will be for its own niche community. And the question is, what are people lacking in the metaverse? And right now, the question is pretty much everything. If you enter the metaverse, you are still early. You are still early if you are playing Upland. If you are watching this video now, you are early into the game. So now is the time to start creating. Now is the time to start strategizing. The opportunities are here. You just have to find the right one for you. You can continue to learn about the Upland Metaverse by subscribing to our channel and watching one of these videos down below.